Good morning. Is there anybody here? Annabeth, are you watching? Oh, Grace Kelly, I see you. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us today for Deep Stretch. I have Lauren and Miss Linda joining me today. Before we get started, just know that you can do this since more than likely you're at home. It's best in your bare feet, or if you're on a slippery surface, bare feet, yoga socks. You can do it on your carpet, bath towel, or if you have a yoga mat, even better. You can use a yoga strap, bath towels to assist with the stretches, or you can also roll up a towel if you have a yoga block. Those are helpful too. So just a few things to help you out with your stretches today. And just remind you to breathe. That's important too. And just relax. Try to take this time to unwind and really get in touch with your body. We're going to get started. All right, to begin, let's come center of the mat. Just take a moment to make sure that both feet are firmly planted down into your mat. Soften your knees. Tuck your pelvis slightly under. Arms are long by your side. Let's start with the breath. Deep inhale, reaching up. Palms together. Exhale down. Right through the midline. Inhale, reach up. And exhale. That's it. Try to pull your navel in towards your spine. And exhale. One more deep breath, reaching up. And exhale. Let's take a slight turn to the right. So we're going to come into a staggered stance. Once again, check in, make sure you're standing tall and you feel balanced. We're going to start by lifting the front toes and then shift your body weight forward and lift the back heel. So this turns into a rocking horse motion. So today we're really going to focus on increasing flexibility in the ankle joints, the hips, shoulders, lower back. Good. And as you become more comfortable with this movement, let's add a push and a pull. The arms extend forward and pull back. Good. Think about keeping the elbows close to the ribs and squeezing right between your shoulder blades as you're pulling back. That's it. Connecting that breath. Inhale and exhale. Good. Really try to draw those front toes up toward the ceiling. Good. And lifting that back heel as the body weight shifts forward. That's it. Nice tall torso. Excellent. One more. And then slowly come back to center. Both arms. And we're going to pivot to the other side. So again, start with that ankle mobility, shifting the body weight forward and back. Becoming comfortable and balanced with this exercise. And then add the push and the pull. Breathing. That's it. Really drawing the front toes up toward the ceiling. Good. Try a couple more. Last one. Excellent. And pivot back to center. Now from here, we're going to step forward with that right foot. Now maybe the feet are staggered, or maybe you can place one foot directly in front of the other. Whichever method you choose, make sure you feel balanced before you begin. You'll want to bend slightly the front knee, and we're going to inhale, reach it up. Palms are facing you. And then exhale, pull down. Good. Inhale, reach up. Again, keeping that torso up nice and tall. So think about, as you're reaching up, the mid-back is elevating that scapula, and as it comes down, it's being depressed. That's it. And then we're going to add a finger movement. Let's get that circulation moving to the hands and fingers, almost like a paintbrush effect. Good. Connecting the breath. Try one more. And release. Step back to center. Now let's try it this time, stepping forward with the left foot. And remember, finding a stance that's comfortable for you, where you feel balanced, reaching up, and exhale. Good. It's a nice tall torso. Good. Excellent. Try one more, and then we'll add the paintbrush effect. Let's get those hands and fingers working. release one more time. And then take your time as you stand up, one vertebra at a time, back to the top. Very nice. So let's focus on hips. We're going to use the heels of both hands and place them right in that natural crease of where your hips and your legs meet. And we're going to use our hands to apply a little bit of pressure, a little self-massage, gently pushing down the front of the legs using the heels of both hands, stopping at your knees. Push your hips back, tailbone to the back of the room. Now gently release, come forward. So you're pushing the hips back and pushing the hips forward. And as you're doing so, take notice of your quadriceps. How do they feel? Are they tight? Don't be afraid to apply a little bit of pressure using your heels to help work out any tension in the muscles. Good. We're really trying to work on increasing hip mobility as well. Let's try that again. Almost like you're shaving down the front of your legs and shaving back up. Good. This time when you get down to the knee, place both hands right between them. Check in and see how far your fingers are from the floor. And once again, return the heels to the top of the knees. And let's keep going. So maybe as we do this a little bit longer, you'll notice that hip mobility increases. You're able to sit back a little deeper into this stretch. Good. Now be careful of your knees. That's it. Keep that weight back in your heels. Connecting that breath. Let's try that once again. Checking in now. Where are your hands? Now from here, place one hand on top of your leg, one hand on the mat, and we're going to transition as gracefully as we can down onto the mat. Okay. And once you get there, take a moment to make sure you're seated tall. On your sit bones, nice good posture. Placing both hands on the outside of your legs, we're going to take our time, pulling the abdominals in, scooping your belly, help yourself down onto the mat as best you can. We're going to take our time. And if you have a pillow, rolled up towel, just something that can be used for neck support. Okay, you want to make sure your neck and spine are in a straight line. And just relax your shoulder blades down onto the mat. And we're going to bring those legs up so the calves are parallel to the floor. This is tabletop position. Now, as you're doing so, again, relax the shoulder blades, extend the arms long, and let's get the abdominals warmed up. Draw your belly button down towards your spine, almost as if a magnet is behind the navel and the spine, drawing it down to the floor, and then release. Pull it back up toward the ceiling. Draw the navel down and release, lift it up. So this is a very important movement that we'll use throughout our stretches today, making sure we protect the lower back. Good. By drawing that belly button down and inward, it helps to strengthen the abdominals as well. One last time. And release, draw it back up toward the ceiling. Now from here, we're going to place both feet on the mat. Okay? And lift both hips up toward the ceiling. You'll want to be careful that you're not lifting the hips too high to put any unnecessary stress on your neck. We're going to hold this position. And while we're doing so, remember to relax your shoulder blades. And let's just talk a little bit about what's going on here We are lengthening the hip flexors in the front of the body, but we're also strengthening the glutes from behind on the back side of the body. This is known as reciprocal stretching. So the purpose here is to stretch the hip flexors, but we're getting the added benefit of strengthening our glutes. Now remember, there should not be any breath holding. Excellent. And respect your body. If this becomes too much by holding the stretches for these longer periods of time, you can always come down and rest and resume when. And if you're ready, let's go ahead and lower those hips back onto the floor and gently bring your knees into your chest. This is a nice recovery position and a great lower back stretch as well. Once again, we're going to plant those feet back on the mat. Come back to bridge and hold. So we're trying to find our stretch reflex. That's where we're holding our stretches 20 to 30 seconds. And that's the point in which you feel the stretch, maybe even slight discomfort, but it should not be painful. Once you feel it, relax and breathe. And slowly release down onto the mat and recover. Once again, bring both knees towards your chest. Feel the lower back stretch. And take a breath. From here, we're going to stretch the piriformis that runs down the side of the leg. We're going to go ahead and bring those legs up to about 45 degrees. And let's start with the right side. So remember that beginning exercise where we had to really draw the belly button in. Make sure you're doing that and pushing the lower back down into the mat. Let's cross our right leg over our left knee. Now, focus on feeling the stretch in the right side of the hip, glute, and again, that piriformis. If you'd like to deepen it, try bringing your knees a little closer towards your chest. Try flexing the left foot. Imagining you're pressing that heel up into the ceiling. Again, nice deep breaths. Relax the shoulder blades. And then gently release the stretch down. Now, I'm going to give you two more options before we do the left side. Once again, we're going to bring both legs up, cross right over left. Now this time, using the heel of your right hand, push that right knee downward so that space between your legs disappears. Once again, pull the navel downward, relax your shoulder blades. Feeling a little deeper stretch. Now, if this is too much, go back to that first option. Let's go ahead and extend both arms out to the sides. Palms are facing up. This is also a great way to allow gravity to help open up that chest. So we're getting a good chest, front of shoulder stretch here as well. Nice deep breaths. Remember, avoid the breath holding. And then slowly release, bringing both legs back down. Let's place both feet back on the mat. Come back to bridge. Stretch that out for a moment before trying our third option. Hips down. Let's come back to 45. Cross right leg over left knee. Use the heel of your hand. Push downward. Now, the third option, using your hands, reach around, lace the fingers, and gently bring both knees toward your chest. Remember to draw the belly button downward and try to flex the foot. Imagine you're pushing your heel up into the ceiling. That's it. Now, your stretch may look quite different from ours, depending on your own flexibility. Remember, everyone is different. Some people are naturally more flexible than others. But just know the more you work at it, your flexibility will improve. Take your time as you gently release the stretch. Place both feet back on the mat. Once again, come back to bridge and release and recover. All right, let's try these stretches on the left side. Come back to 45. Pushing lower back down into the mat, belly button downward. Cross your left leg over your right knee. And breathe. Good. The hamstrings are often a problematic area. They get very tight, especially if you are sedentary, spend a lot of time in a seated position. And then slowly release and recover. Just know you can pick whichever option works best for you today. Once again, we're going to bring both legs back up. Using the heel of your left hand, push downward on the knee so the space between the legs disappear. And let's add that chest shoulder stretch. Extend both arms out. Relax. Really try to let your shoulder blades, imagine they're melting into your mat. Pull the belly button downward. And take notice, how does it feel on this side? Was your right side more flexible than your left? By taking the time to stretch, you're also taking the time to get to know your body, and you can discover sometimes areas of imbalance. And then slowly release the stretch, both feet on the mat. Let's come back to bridge, stretch it out, and release. Last option, come back to 45, cross left over right. Now remember, you should be above the knee. Use the heel of the left hand to push the knee downward. And if you like, to deepen the stretch, reach around and gently pull both knees into the chest. How's that feel? Are we getting a good stretch in the glute, the hip? Miss Linda, Lauren, how's that feel? Yes, she just mentioned sciatic nerve. So that piriformis is directly linked to anyone with sciatic issues. Slowly take your time. Remember, back off if you need to ease the stretch. And we're going to slowly release back down, placing both feet on the mat and recover. Anytime you need a break, water, please help yourself. Okay, we're going to move on. Let's come in to dead bug. So for this exercise, like tabletop, although this time both legs are up, try to flatten your feet. So you're flexing your feet, imagining they're flat on the ceiling. Draw your belly button downward. Good. And next, extend your arms. So your arms should be above your shoulders. Good. Nice deep breath. So you're feeling this, and push your shoulder blades downward. Good. Really getting those hamstrings ready here. Nice deep breath. And bring both knees back into your chest. Give them a hug. And release. All right, from here, You can grab your strap if you have one. A belt works nicely, a longer belt or a rolled up bath towel, beach towel. We're going to grab our item and we're going to place it under the arch of each foot. Grabbing both ends, make sure you have some resistance, and then go ahead and anchor your elbows down onto the mat. Now take a moment to lengthen the hamstring. So you really want to feel this in the back of your legs. If you need to, lower your legs, bend your knees, okay? If you're very tight in that muscle group today, that's okay. We're working to increase, to lengthen. Nice deep breaths. Again, draw your attention to pulling the belly button downward. The lower back should be pushed down into the mat. Shoulder blades relaxed. Take your time as you feel this wonderful stretch. For some, it may be painful if you need to release some of the tension. Excellent. And then slowly release down, keeping that strap right where it is. We're going to come back for one more round. Deep breath. And once again, let's extend those legs upward. Now this time, if you'd like to deepen the stretch, bring those knees a little closer in, choking up a little bit more on your strap, belt, or towel. Good job. Excellent. So when we started our class today, we were trying to lengthen those hip flexors. Now it's the hamstrings. Nice deep breath. Again, we're focusing on those major joints, and then slowly release. And from here, you can go ahead and put your strap or item to the side. I'm going to show you one more variation. We're going to bring those legs back up toward the ceiling. Try to flatten your feet. So your feet are flexed, press your heels up toward the ceiling, and then take your right toes and put them behind your left heel. This is a little deeper stretch. Again, if you need to, bend the knees, lower the legs down just a little bit. Again, drawing the belly button and the lower back downward. Relax your shoulder blades and then slowly return that right leg to center. Let's try that with the left. So place your left toes behind your right heel. Whew, shaking. Nice deep breath. Good. And slowly return the left foot to center and bring both knees into your chest. Take a moment to recover. From here, let's roll over onto our left side. So in a sideline position, again, make sure your head is supported. Okay, we're going to gently stretch the quadricep. So if you can, reach around and grab your pant leg. You want to keep your hips stacked and use your bottom arm for support, not allowing your hips to roll forward or back. You should never, I know oftentimes you see people grabbing, reaching back, but that's going to put too much stress on the knee. So even if it's just simply bringing that heel back towards your rear end. you should feel that nice stretch in the hip and the quad. And then slowly release. We're going to extend that leg down. And then let's bend the knees. Okay, from here, using that top arm, push yourself up so that you're supported, you're propped up on the left elbow. The elbow should be under your shoulder, and we're going to move into a hip oblique side stretch. We're going to push both hips up off the floor. If you like, you can extend the top arm reaching up toward the ceiling. So really try to lift those hips upward. If you're feeling too much in the shoulder, then please release the stretch. Remember, listen to your body if you have shoulder issues. And then slowly release, placing the hand and the hips back down. And then take your time coming back to a sideline position. Before moving over, flipping to the other side, let's do the open book stretch. This one is going to be great as a chest opener, stretching the pec and the front of the shoulder. So go ahead and stack your hands. So one hand on top of the other, both arms are extended long, all the way out from your shoulders to your fingertips, and then slowly lift the top arm up, taking your time, and then just extending it back. Now be careful you're not allowing your hips to roll backward, and stop when you feel this stretch in the chest and the front of your shoulder. If you'd like to deepen the stretch, maybe on your next exhalation, try turning the palm upward and the thumb back. And remember the breath. As you're holding this stretch, connect the breath. Relax. This is a great stretch that helps prevent those rounded shoulders. You spend, once again, a lot of time in a seated position or bent over a device. It's really not great for posture. This is a great stretch to help combat that. We're going to take our time as we release the stretch and bring that top arm back down. And we're going to try one more round. This time, let's add a neck stretch. So again, both arms extended long to the fingertips. Really take a moment to pull the navels in, stack the hips, slowly reaching up and back. And then try to turn your head and look past your fingertips. And be cautious with this stretch. Remember listening to your body. Taking nice deep breaths. Once you find your stretch, stay there and breathe. Remember to deepen this stretch, you can try turning the palm upward and the thumb back. Sometimes those slight variations can make the biggest difference. That's it. Nice deep breath. Relaxing and slowly returning that top arm back down. Good. Let's flip over to our right side. Please take your time as you get up and help yourself over onto the right side, taking your head support with you. And we're going to start with that hip quad stretch. So use that bottom arm to help support you. Remember, you want your knees slightly bent, stack your hips and your shoulders to the best of your ability, and we're going to take that left heel back. Just a gentle stretch. Now, you can, if you had longer pants, scrap the back of your pants maybe for a deeper stretch, but Remember, we really don't want to pull and grab on that ankle to stress our knees. Nice deep breath. Relax. This is just a gentler, kinder way to stretch the hip quad. Excellent. And release. Back down. Now bending from your knees, let's bring those knees forward just a little bit. And from here, we're going to use that top arm to push ourselves up onto our elbow. Remember, if you have shoulder issues, you may want to avoid this. Just see how you feel. We're going to push and lift both hips up. And you can always add the extended arm reaching up. So you should really feel this in your oblique side. Nice deep breath here. Excellent. And then take your time as you release back down. You want to be careful with that one, not to hold too long because it really does put a lot of stress on the shoulder. And from here, let's go into that open book stretch. This is one of my favorites. Stacking shoulders and hips. Knees are bent. Remember, you'll still want to really engage that core. Keep your navel pulled slightly inward. We're going to lift that top arm up. Take your time as you slowly reach back. And how does it feel on this side? Turn the palm up and the thumb back to deepen the stretch, if that feels comfortable. Relaxing into the stretch, and then take your time as you release and bring that top hand back down. We'll try our second round, adding that neck stretch. Take your time as you slowly lift the extended left arm. Remember, you really want to try to extend long, all the way out to the fingertips. And then turn the head as far as you can comfortably. So important we keep our necks mobile as well, to help with all those daily activities, having to turn and look over your shoulder in your blind spot when you're driving, that peripheral vision. And then we're going to take our time as we slowly return that top hand back down to the starting position. Nice job. So our next focus, last but not least, will be lower back. So from here, you can go ahead and help yourself over onto your stomach. You can push that head, neck support out of the way and bring your legs together and place both hands beside your shoulders. Tuck your arms in close to your body and take a moment to make sure that your weight is evenly distributed on each hip and leg. And think about using all the muscles from the waist down. So first, squeeze your thighs and your glutes. Draw your belly button in as you slowly, keeping your eyes fixed upon your mat, lift up. This is a very modified cobra. You should lift up until you feel the gentle stretch in your lower back. Please be cautious if you have any lower back issues, and then slowly lower yourself back down. And next, we'll connect that breath. Exhale as you're lifting and squeezing. Think about engaging all the muscles from the waist down, really squeezing them. And then slowly release down. Let's try that one more time. Exhale on the lift. Maybe this time you can go a little higher without forcing, and inhale lower. From here, we're going to bring ourselves up onto all fours and then gently sit back into your heels, wherever you're comfortable. Maybe you can come down onto your elbows, sitting back a little bit further into the heels. Perhaps you can place your forehead down on the mat. Whenever you find your comfortable position, stay there. Concentrate on feeling the stretch in the lower back, the back where so much tension, again, another area that can be problematic. This is just a wonderful stretch to finish up with today before we slowly help ourselves back up. Just enjoy this stretch. I like to finish each day with this. Completely surrendering, feeling grounded. Again, letting gravity be our friend today. Anytime you can get down on the floor to stretch. And then please take your time as you slowly help yourself back onto all fours. Okay. And we're going to place one foot in front of the other, one hand on top of the thigh. If you need a little coaching on how to stand up gracefully, and then push from that back foot. Bring both feet together, and then just take your time. Remember not to stand up too fast. That's it. We're going to turn back facing front and wrap up today. Come back to center. Both feet firmly planted down into the floor. Let's step out with that right foot. Step out to the side. Bring your left arm across the body. Bring it in nice and close until you feel the shoulder stretch in the left shoulder. And then turn your head to the left. Nice deep breath. And exhale, now pushing from that right foot. Step back to center, both feet together, come into power pose. So we're gonna press our knuckles in. Stand up nice and tall, tall torso. Same thing, step out with the left leg. Bring the right arm across. Bring it in nice and close, arm extended. Turn the head over the right shoulder. Again, careful not to force or pull. All of the stretching today was static without movement. Not bouncing or forcing, respecting our bodies. And once again, push from that left foot as you step back to power pose. Standing nice and tall. Good. Bringing both feet to center, arms long by your side. Turn the toes slightly out and bring your arms behind you. Gently pulling the shoulders back. Lift your chest. Let's inhale, reach up. And exhale, release down. One more time, inhale, reach up. And exhale. That's it. Palms arms forward. Nice tall chest. Hopefully you're standing a little taller today and feeling more relaxed, recovered. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful Wednesday. Get outside, get some fresh air. We miss you.